defenses, and if we can get a shred, if we can get a shred of what he had brought to the table, then who knows? But if you don't have anything else to bring up about the defense, we can go ahead and move into the offense.
No, absolutely.
All right. Well, I mean, the stats, they speak for themselves. The offense and the scoreboard clearly show that we did not have much of troubles um, on the offense here. Obviously 60 points is, you don't know a whole lot you can say to that. AJ Serace with 2 tees. We even had Sean Ashenfelder get in the game.
Vernon
But
out.
I guess we'll start with the offensive line, and this might be a hot take. Um, I just feel like the offensive line was not getting the dominant push that I was really looking forward to this game.
And I think you're great. I mean, our running back stats we see, I mean, average yards per carry. I mean, Benjamin looked great, over 5 yards per carry. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
anytime you get that, it's great. Antoine Raymond, emerging, playing, I feel like is the number one back for the most part.
Oh yeah, he
Playing.
definitely I think has solidified that, especially with the unfortunate um, occurrence with CJ Campbell. We'll talk about that at the end of the segments.
And it's crazy. Our pass blocking, it seems like, is great. For the most part, I mean, Ethan sometimes has to scramble out. We see Ethan fighting for yards when he can on his feet. I know they don't
Mm-hmm.
like to see him really running the ball. They rather see him go down more. But I mean, historically, we've had some good O lines throughout the program, but we've had some rough periods where there hasn't been O line or they've been injury stricken. So it's crazy to see that we're doing great with pass blocking, but we're not just running people over and waffling everyone when it's coming to running the ball.
Yeah, I mean, I would definitely like to see some increased push for them, especially. That's what I'm concerned about. Is I think that we're going to get into a position where Ethan's going to get forced to throw the ball a ton next week because the running game. I'm kind of concerned. I don't think it's going to be there unless our offensive line can get it together. Um, but yeah, the push. I mean, obviously our running backs are both great, and like I've been saying, dude, I've been telling you, I've wanted to see more of Jashawn Benjamin, and he played awesome. Um, it's funny, you and I had talked about it as well, about how all of them look like pretty much replicas of Kyle Monangai, and the commentators actually said the same exact thing in the middle of the game. Obviously, you couldn't hear it because you were at the game, but they actually said it. They're like, "Oh, it looks like Rutgers just has a bunch of other Kyle Monangais running around the backfield."
Well, what's so funny is to hear the focus that they said with Kyle Monga was they wanted to focus on yards after contact. So
Yep.
that is a different type of mentality, that hard running, which I do love our program for. Historically trying to bring backs in. I love it from a recruiting standpoint. Brandon
Mm-hmm.
guys like Gus Edwards, especially Isaiah Pacheco, Kyle Monangai,
Mm-hmm.
getting stats, playing week to week. I think it's great for the program, our nights in the NFL. But from offense, I think the only thing that I would speak on collectively is how many different receivers touch the ball. I mean, definitely over, I think, between 10
A
and
bunch.
it was under 20. It might have been close to 20 different receivers. I would
Yeah.
see us continue to use our tight ends because I think Fletcher got 2 receptions early, and I think Colin Weber, he had 1 or 2 receptions, and they targeted him. It seemed like they did the first half, but then they weren't really, targeting our tight ends, at least in the second half.
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. Yeah, I mean, our wide receiver core, I mean, it goes without say. Obviously, Ian Strong was out for whatever reason. Obviously, Shiano always keeps those kind of things extremely close. It's like a government top secret, trying to get any information of him about him out of uh, in terms of injuries. Um, but oh, dude, just like we said, dude, it just without missing a beat, um, KJ just comes in and just plays like an absolute beast.
Highlight reel, sports,
Yeah.
ESPN. I mean, I think everyone was talking about it. I think you said even catch of the year too when we were talking on Saturday.
Oh,
Oh,
dude, the catch on the sideline was just absurd. His catch radius is a quarterback's just absolute dream come true. DK played very well. There was a couple times, obviously, he had an uncharacteristic drop, which we've seen so far this year, which is, I don't think it's anything to be concerned about, but it is kind of frustrating because you're like, hey, like, what if we were to need that catch in a big game later this season? Like, we need that. We need you to shore that up. But um, Ben Black, touchdown, man. Huh. He was my surprise touchdown pick for last week, and he did not disappoint. Clearly, head and shoulders maybe not the fastest player on the team, but from what like I keep saying, Rarian Beam kept talking about on their podcast is that he's the fastest player on the team last year. Whether or not him and DT Sheffield have actually raced yet, we'll have to dig around in the forums and see if they've actually conducted a race to see who the fastest player is. But on that long touchdown he had, he just absolutely cooked. And I'm super excited to see what his upside is moving forward. Obviously, I want all the success this season with DT, but just more so like, hey, next year with him and Duff and seeing how the offense, continue to evolve moving forward.
so it's actually this doesn't seem like one of the few times. Well, not few. We did actually think week one too. They're going deep to DT Sheffield, which was
Mm-hmm.
he's so impactful, like open space. He's dangerous. Slants, drags across the middle, or even like cutting over. After 10, 15 yards. But seeing them like trusting him going deep too, 'cause he's not the tallest receiver on the team. You know,
Yep.
love seeing it. And no one talks about the height of the rest of our receivers too. Like Vernon Allen, Michael Thomas the third. I mean, these guys are all like 6'1", 6'2". I think a lot of them 6'2", even like closer to 6'3". So I mean, to have so many weapons is
Yeah. That once we started to be able to
runners.
get, yeah, once we even started to get our, second, third stringers in the game, even they were looking pretty good, like, just taking advantage of the time, making catches, Thomas making that insane corner of the end zone catch for one of two of AJ Serace's touchdowns. But shifting to our running back room, obviously CJ Campbell hurt first play of the game. Not what you like to see. But Antoine Raymond, I think he's definitely kind of solidified himself as the go-to back. Um, Not super fast, but super low center of gravity. Majority of the times, he doesn't get tackled like right off the rip, and he has open field ability, which is he's almost has it what you would consider like all, you know. Um, and Jashawn Benjamin, he even for being smaller too, a smaller guy, he was laying the smack on people, and he did not go down on first contact on a plenty of plays. Um, so I'm excited to see. Obviously, I hope we can get CJ Campbell back soon. Just added another weapon in the backfield. Um, hope he's okay. Obviously, we won't find out about that probably until Friday, if not later, most likely. Um, but yeah, the running back room is exciting. But like I said, I don't foresee them just grinding one dude out. Like there's no need for us to do that at this point in time.
Yeah, no, I wonder if we'll see an appearance from Sam Brown this season too.
I almost don't know if I want to. I mean, obviously he would burn. Oh yeah, I mean, he got hurt late, didn't he, last year?
2 years in a row, and he was getting a lot of yards per carry too when he was playing. I mean,
Yeah,
so
but I'm trying to think of like at what point he got hurt, and is there a way for them to carry a red shirt into this season?
I'm not even sure.
I'd
He
have to look up that up on Google. That's a good Google question. But yeah, I mean, even Guerriere played well when he was in the game. So we do have some guys that can come in and play. We just haven't seen them. But I guess the big elephant in the room is the boy Ethan. Had a real quiet 300 plus game. Um, but for what it's worth, I do think like he was kind of off.
he's off on paper. He looks great because I think it was 18 for 26, 309 passing yards, one TD. I know Raymond was getting the rock, and Benjamin too. Down by the goal line or the red zone. But yeah, I mean, it wasn't. I think that too. A part of that is because of our running backs. We're getting uh, actually getting touchdowns close to the red zone, getting the ball.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I feel like if he had the 309 yards and he had four TDs, we'd be maybe viewing it different. But I don't know. I thought Cyrus looked pretty good too.
he did. I'm just thinking more so like there's a couple throws. He missed two touchdowns, first and foremost. He missed one to DT Sheffield down the sideline. He was wide open. He overthrew him. He missed one to KJ, who he was wide open down the sideline. There's a couple throws that are kind of off target. I feel like he was kind of just, I don't know. He's just his deep ball was just a little bit not there this week, which is kind of strange to see. Um, I'm not really that worried about it. I'm just stating the fact that that's just what it was. He missed he had some uncharacteristic misses on the deep passes that we haven't seen through the first 2 weeks. Um, but yeah, AJ Serace came in. You could tell he had a little bit of the nerves early on when he took like the first sack. Kind of like didn't know what to do. But dude, after that he was letting it rip.
Yeah, I thought he looked smooth. There's actually a player too. I thought it was Ethan out there, but I just wasn't paying
Yeah.
attention. So
Yeah, he was fearless when he was in there. After that, after he kind of got the jitters out the way, he was slinging it. He was fearless. He's like, all right, I'm gonna run this. Ended up with two touchdowns. I mean, I was kind of surprised that Shiano had them in there just continually throwing the ball because you know how people will be. They'll be like, they're trying to run up the score, blah 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 blah. But I mean, I'm glad to see it. Give him some reps. He's clearly ever all roads point to him being the future. So you might as well try to get him some gameplay um, early on in the season because I mean the way our defense has been playing, unless we just throw up an insane number of points, I don't foresee them really being able to, barring injury, which I don't want to have happen whatsoever. But barring that being the case, I don't really see him getting a lot of playing time this season.
yeah, unless it's by end of the game or if we're
Mm-hmm.
getting beat that bad.
Yep. Um, but yeah, other than that, I mean, I don't have anything else to really go over for the offense. I mean, they played pretty darn well. They scored 60 points. Our backups got in, got some valuable playing time. So there's really not a whole lot more you can ask from them at this point in time.
I guess special teams. I don't know how you're feeling. Jay Patel playing great.
Yeah, his streak,
Defense.
the the blocked extra points was odd. I
Yeah,
don't even remember the last time Rutgers has had an extra point blocked.
no, I don't either. I mean, normally we're the ones doing it, if anything.
Exactly, but I'm not really worried about that. I think it's just a fluke deal. Uh, the special teams has been doing. If we were to have a collection of like historically who's the best like position group on the team, like on average, it's always been the special teams. The impact plays that we've made with our special teams has been insane the past couple of years. And then perfect example was it was the very first punt, 3 and out, try to punt. Granted, it probably wouldn't have happened if he didn't muff the snap, but Kaj Sanders gets there quick, lays an absolute brutal hit on the punter, and it just falls into the other guy's. I forget his name. Falls into the other guy's hands, and he just runs it right in for a touchdown. And I'm like, oh, that was pretty easy.
Was it Dylan Blackworth? I think. Yeah.
Yeah, it might have been Braithwaite. I don't know, but yeah, man, I don't really have any complaints with the special teams. We didn't really punt a whole lot, but the punting seemed to be pretty good. We were able to get the ball deep, which is going to be crucial once we get into our Big Ten play. Being able to just flip the field and give our defense an opportunity to hopefully stop somebody. But yeah, I mean, the special teams continues to be a prime time performer for us.
You know, it's funny. I wonder as the season goes on if I'll have Jay Patel as a rider of the week. I mean, too.
Yeah,
Even if
hit
we're
like a
30
game
or
winner.
40, I feel like we with Ethan and our receiving weapons. I mean, we get air at any time. That's
Yeah.
what makes it such a plus for him, but almost like a takeaway too, because I think our offense kind of can score and move the ball at any time. At least airing it out.
I mean, yeah, but we have to remember special teams is going to play a big factor next week because Iowa has that elite return guy, Caden something. Little short dude. He's super fast. He's the returning Big Ten returner of the. It's a lot of returning in one sentence. He's the defending Big Ten returner, defending Big Ten returner of the year from 2024. All right, it took me a minute to battle through that, but so special teams is going to be big next week. But we're going to talk injuries right quick, and then we can recap what our thoughts are for Iowa, and we can jump into our quintessential segment of the riders and who we think is going to be the riders of the week for Iowa. I think they finally announced that, unfortunately, Dante Chin is out for the season, which we kind of already foresaw considering watching the play, him getting rolled up on the way he did and then getting carted off the field. So I hate to see it. I really just wanted us to be able to solidify somebody at the left tackle position moving forward, especially, like I said, I mean, I know we always talk about this year, but I always like to try to look out into the future too. Like, hey, who's going to be here next year? Who could be one of our studs next year? And then, what's his name? I don't know what was it. Brian Felter, I think he got hurt too. So we ended up with Mashoud Giwa, the transfer All-American from Long Island University. And to be quite honest with you, aside, I know they mentioned this in the night report. Aside from one of his first snaps, which was not great, he played awesome and he's humongous. So hopefully we can just leave him in and hopefully he can run it and he can seamlessly just fill that spot. But we're already down 3 left tackles from spring camp until week 3. Like that's not sustainable, and that has a high likelihood to be a humongous problem for us.
Yeah, and I mean too. I remember when we were in school there. There's always sometimes you have preferred walk-ons. Some guys that have on the radar if they have to really bring it onto the roster in case of injuries, but it's not a situation you want to be in as a
Oh, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But yeah,
Ian Strong too and Campbell. I guess those are the other two.
Yeah, Campbell. I listened to Greg's post-game presser, and I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not confident that we're going to see CJ Campbell in the immediate future. And that's saying a lot for Shiano, but he kind of made a comment. I don't remember exactly what it was, but he made a comment that was kind of like indicative of the fact that this isn't just you know, a pulled hammy or like a stinger. You know what I mean? I know Kosh Sanders had gotten banged up at one point. He ended up coming back into the game, thank goodness. Um, but yeah, I don't recall any other significant injuries. I am intrigued to see what what's up with Ian Strong. From the press conference, Shano kind of just made it seem like it was just he had kind of got a little banged up last game, and he thought he was good to go, and then he felt a little weird this week, so they held him out. Obviously, it's Norfolk State. You shouldn't need to play your best players to score 60 points. But hopefully he'll be back next week because we could for sure use him against Iowa. I was looking through the roster to remember what Mushoot Giwa's name was because I knew it was a unique name. And I just remembered that Whitey Collier had reclassified to join the team this year, and he's like a mega edge player, and I'm hoping that he can be the savior of our pass rush maybe next season if he puts some weight on. He's a Philly area kid. And I think he's one of our four-star recruits that reclassed to join the team this season. But other things to think about is Ohio kept it close with Ohio State through almost the entirety of three quarters.
Yeah, no, we talked about it a little bit. They need to move the ball too. So
Yeah. So maybe that's indicative of our performance against them. Of course, Ohio State came through in the end. Ohio State just has just monsters on that team across the board. So you would imagine that probably would have occurred. But I remember I sent you that photo, and it was like I think it was like early third quarter, and it was like a one-score game.
well, dude, do you think this increases our visibility with transfer portal as well? Being open minded to taking, kids from MAC programs, or do you see more Big Ten programs being open to taking, you know, players that if they are
Uh,
the caliber from schools that
well, our MAC transfers have to start playing well for that to happen, and they have not played well. So maybe Bradley Weaver and O'Neal they blow up towards the end of the season and start getting all kinds of sacks, which I'm all for. But until that happens, I don't think that there's going to be a ton of elite level Big Ten teams that are going to dip into the MAC, dude. They got plenty of other D1 programs they can snipe people from.
yeah, I
You
think
know what I mean?
we kind of benefit more from kids wanting to come back home to Jersey too.
Correct. So
All
that's
sorts
where
of
I think
reasons.
I think that is where Rutgers needs to just dial in and find the good players that are from the area that somehow we didn't get. And I think it's kind of like, the fence the garden type deal. If we can find it like some elite players from, I mean, I don't think that anybody would really transfer from like an Ohio State back to Rutgers, like maybe in their senior season. Um, but if we can find some elite talent that left the state to go play elsewhere and they want to transfer back for their final year of eligibility or even prior to that, I think that's where we have a great opportunity to really make some waves in the portal. Um, Maybe the MAC too. If Mashoud Giwa turns out to be an absolute beast, which I hope he does, I mean that also would be a big one. Coming from Long Island University to a Power Five D1 team that plays in the Big Ten against elite competition in our Big Ten schedule. I mean that could be it, but until the other transfer players a la Jet Elad, a la Eric O'Neill, a la Bradley Weaver start, performing up to what their expectations or what their level was prior to getting to Rutgers, I don't foresee it really having a huge shift. Um, especially towards the big time programs, because these big time programs, they have like unlimited money. Oregon, Nike, the founder of Nike went to Oregon. Do you think they have anything less than an unlimited bank account when it comes to NIL money? Of course not. Ohio State, Penn State, Michigan, Illinois looks tough this year. They're on the come up. So we are definitely fighting an uphill battle in terms of trying to figure out ways to get people, number one, to come here, and then number two, maybe to transfer here. So
Yeah, I think it's always tough that we have to kind of depend on people not doing well in other programs or
exactly.
finishing up their eligibility, their degrees, and
But
spreading.
but hey, I mean, we got a little bit of time left. What's your thoughts on Iowa moving forward?
Score, I'm taking Rutgers this week over Iowa. I know Rutgers is
Oh,
the
what a
under one and
what
a
a
half.
stud.
I'm going 28-24. How are you?
28-24. Wow. All right. Well, I'm gonna be the bad guy here. I think this is gonna be our first loss. Um, I don't hope that. I wish that I want us to go into the season 4-0. The defense to me is just such a blaring red flag that I don't think that the offense, now that we're actually playing against um, a legitimized defense. Now, granted, I mean, you have to think about it. Ohio, their defense was pretty much brand new. It was their offense that had returned pretty much 90% of all the starters. Um, I think our defense is a huge problem. We've already discussed this ad nauseum for the past 3 episodes, and I just don't think that our offense is going to be able to be that explosive against a stout Big Ten defense, which is what Iowa has been known for the better part of a decade. Um, so I'm going to go. Man, I'm going to go. I'm going to go 21-17 Iowa, and I hope I eat my words. Um, I just think that, like I talked about earlier, I think that the run game, with the struggles that the offensive line has had against, now granted, not in pass pro, but in run blocking, the past 3 games against inferior athleticism, inferior opponents, our run game is going to get nullified. Ethan's going to get forced to throw the ball like upwards of 50 times, and I think that this will be the first week that he makes some uncharacteristic mistakes and throws at least one interception. Um, but hey, we'll see what happens. Other than that, what do you think your rider is going to be? Who your rider is going to be? And then
My
give me your surprise touchdown of the week.
my surprise touchdown this week is Colin Weber.
Colin Weber is your surprise touchdown.
That's my surprise touchdown of the week. My riders defensively, I'm going Bo Mascow. On defense. And offensively, I'm going DT Sheffield.
Okay, I like that. T Chef. Let's see. Surprise touchdown. I haven't really thought about this one. Hmm. Surprise touchdown. I'll follow you in the tight end category, but I'm going to go with the other tight end. Well, I can't remember his name.
Fletcher.
Yes, there we go. Of course, on cam. I've been thinking about this all day, and I can't. I just black out. We just talk about too many players, and just forget who you want to talk about. I'll stick with that tight end. I think that that's where I think honestly, truly, that's going to be where our opportunity for the team to prove me wrong is in the tight ends, because if you obviously these big time programs, they know what's up. They know that we're going to feed Ian. They know that we're going to feed KJ. I think it's going to be up to, like you said, a huge game from DT Chef and our tight ends to get super involved to kind of circumvent what the equivalent of a short run game would be. I think that's where they have the opportunity to really, really succeed. But I'm going to go my defensive riders. Oh, gosh. This is like my least favorite pick after 3 weeks of just watching abysmal defense. I'm going to go Ashadi Salam. And I'm going to double down on that. He gets a pick. Ashadi Salam, he's going to be the one that gets it. He's going to be the one. He's going to get interception this week. And that's what's going to keep the game so close. I think the trajectory of the game is that I was going to be in control for a big portion of it. I think Al-Shadi Salam, he'll make a big play, and then that'll make it close. But I think we're still going to fall short in the end. And then on offense, oh, dude, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to go Giwa. I'm going to go Mashoud Giwa on the offensive line. I think that he's going to emerge as a diamond in the rough that we just plucked from a different conference, and he's going to be great for us moving forward. Big body, 6'6" frame. He came in at like 360 or 365, and he dropped a bunch of weight, which is very similar to someone else that's in the league right now that we know of. Holland Pierce, our favorite true love at left tackle, Holland Pierce. I think he'll come in. I think that he's gonna be something special. We'll see. I could be talking like a complete idiot right now, but I think that he'll come in. I think that he's got the big body, the big frame that we've liked at left tackle the past couple of years, and I think that he'll. I mean, unless Felter can come back, he's gonna be starting. So, I think that's what's gonna go down.
You know what? I got a feeling. I think we're gonna have some players play up to the talent this week.
Mm-hmm.
And you know what? I don't know who, but I think we could have a better, at least see like a nice performance out of Jabome or Moses Walker. I don't know which
Listen,
one.
hey man,
one of those
I
is gonna
agree with
step
you
up.
wholeheartedly. I agree with you wholeheartedly. I'm still waiting for the 112 tackle Jabome from last season. Like, where is this man? He needs to come out and play because we need him big time. But other than that, I don't really have anything else. If you have anything else, we can call it good for the week. And we got a short week until the blackout.
Short week into the blackout, and I'm waiting for I don't know when Hoops is gonna release their full schedule for the season.
This
So
is true.
should be coming soon. I mean,
Dang, we're about to start having some super long podcasts once these sports start overlapping.
oh yeah. Hey, listen, you know how November is gonna be. I
Oh my gosh,
think we got 3 games
stressful.
on the schedule already.
Yes, it's going to be stressful, is what it is. I'm going to lose. I'm going to lose what little hair I still have left. But yeah. If you don't got nothing else for me, man, you enjoy the rest of your week. It's always fun chopping it up with you. And hey, go Knights, dude.
Go
Let's go out there and get the W. Until next week on Riot on the Rare 10, I'll go ahead and sign out and hope everybody has an awesome week.
Yep. Have a good week. Catch you guys next week, and we'll catch you at the blackout.
All right, take it easy.
Gotcha.